Hello everyone, and welcome to another Genshin lore and theory video. Today, I'll be going over the lore given to us through the 8 collectible notes found in Chenyu Vale. These notes go over a certain fallen nation in Teyvat and the mysterious power held by its leader. Also, this video does contain spoilers for the quest listed on screen now, so if you haven't done those, you have been warned. Anyways, let's move right on and get into the video. Since the release of Genshin Impact, we have been accustomed to the 7 elements that exist within the world of Teyvat. However, there are many elements beyond the main 7, though they are not as powerful. This concept was originally hinted at with the Light Sigils, available during the 3 Realms Gateway offering event, but that's a topic for another day. In this video, I want to talk about one of the minor elements that we were told about through a series of 8 collectible notes found within the northern areas of Chenyu Vale. This element is known as Muso, and from what we are told, it was used long ago by the leader of Musashi, a fallen nation. Based on the notes, Musashi was located to the north of Chenyu Vale. As such, this would place it in this area between Chenyu Vale, Fontaine, and Mondstadt. Now, long ago, Musashi was ruled by the warrior god Akumina. Also known as Big Mike by his followers, he was the most powerful wielder of Muso elemental power. Unlike the 7 main elements of Genshin, Muso did not have an elemental authority associated with it, and thus no sovereign or gnosis. It is very likely that there are many more of these minor elements within the elemental spectrum, such as a dust element that may have been used by Guizhong, or a salt element used by Havria. Anyways, Musashi existed before the start of the Archon War. Due to the nation being led by a warrior god, it was more than ready for the upcoming conflict. Big Mike rallied his troops, preparing to fight for his beloved nation. However, the warriors of Musashi would soon enter battle with the legendary Rex Lapis. Though they all fought hard, Big Mike would end up being killed in the battle, and a beautiful orchard would bloom at his death site. Now, the warrior code of Musashi declared that if their leader was defeated, they were to follow whoever defeated them. As such, the warriors would join Rex Lapis and become part of his army. Musashi would then peacefully come under the control of Rex Lapis and Liyue, and over time, the story of Big Mike and his Muso power would be widely forgotten. It didn't help that since Big Mike's death, Muso power was widely weakened in Teyvat. For centuries, there would be no sign of Muso elemental energy. Even though Muso power became widely forgotten, the descendants of the people of Musashi would live on in a certain village. This village, named Akumina in honor of Big Mike, is located just north of the orchard that bloomed after the warrior god's death. While we don't know too much about Akumina, we do know of someone who lives there. In the collectible notes, we are told of a boy named Anthony, who apparently wears a special vision. As for why this vision is so special, it holds the power of Muso elemental energy. Additionally, it is said that his true name is not actually Anthony, and that it is instead a cover name, allowing him to blend in with society. The notes speculate that his true name may be Balbisia, and that he may be a new god who wields the power of Muso. Now, while the notes don't give us much more than this, a few characters actually have voice lines about Anthony. Starting with Zhongli, he says that Anthony doesn't seem to harbor resentment against the Geo Archon. I believe this could tie back to the warrior code of Musashi, where the warriors would follow whoever defeated their leader. If this code is still followed to this day, Anthony would have no reason to resent the Geo Archon. Zhongli also hopes to meet Anthony one day and befriend the new god. Now, a character who has actually met Anthony would be Gaming. He described Anthony as a kind but strange young boy who doesn't fully understand social cues. Perhaps Anthony's behaviors are closer to that of Big Mike and the ancestors of Musashi, and he just isn't used to the changes that time has brought. Anyways, there is one more character who talks about Anthony, that being Jian Yun. While she hasn't spoken with him, she did once spot him from afar. She took notice of his Muso vision, but realized that it was likely a fake vision. This may seem a bit strange, but at the same time, he may just be using it to keep up appearances, much like Zhongli and Venti. Whatever the case is, I think that we'll likely meet Anthony sometime soon. Due to him using the Muso element though, it may be a bit before he's playable. As much as I would love to have minor elements being used by playable characters, new reactions would likely need to be added for them to work. Alternatively though, Muso's elemental reactions could be similar to another element's reactions. According to the collectible notes, Muso is very similar to Dendro, and is likely a minor element associated with it. As such, Muso could produce elemental reactions that are very similar to Dendro's elemental reactions. Muso and Pyro would result in burning, Muso and Hydro would result in bloom, and Muso and Electro would result in quicken. However, since Muso is a minor element, the effects may not exactly be the same. Some reactions could be stronger or weaker depending on if they were made using Dendro or Muso. Lore-wise, this would make sense, as a minor element shouldn't be as powerful as one of the 7 main elements. Still, for balancing purposes, Muso could have a reaction with Dendro. Since it is likely a minor element of Dendro, having a reaction between the two could make a lot of sense. Muso and Dendro could result in some sort of burst of energy, or could even temporarily boost the power of Muso elemental reactions. Again, this is all speculation based on the notes seen in-game, but it would be cool to see something like this. In fact, this could open up the gates for other similar minor elements to be added to the game, and add an extra layer to the elements. Personally, I really like the idea of minor elements being added to the game. For development reasons, they wouldn't be too common, but one every now and then would be nice. Of course, they would also need to have lore reasons to exist, similar to how Muso was explained through the collectible notes in Chenyu Vale. Again though, it might be a while before we meet Anthony in-game and learn more about Muso elemental energy. Actually, we will never see Anthony in-game or learn more about Muso, as this was an April Fool's Day video. The original idea for this video came from this post on Twitter, and I thought it would be fun to make a banana-themed element. In fact, all of the names I made up for this video relate back to bananas in one way or another. Muso comes from Musa, the scientific genus of bananas. Similarly, Musaceae is the scientific family that bananas belong to. Big Mike is another name for Gros Michel, a variety of banana that was heavily affected by the Panama disease in the 1950s. His other name, Acumina, comes from Musa acuminata, a species of banana. Anthony's other name, Balbicia, also comes from a species of banana, Musa balbiciana. And finally, the fake quest I listed at the beginning of this video, Hints of a Fallen Republic, is based off of the term Banana Republic. Anyways, that's pretty much it for the fake lore of Musaceae and the Muso elements. I hope you all enjoyed this little prank video, as I had a lot of fun creating this lore for you all. If you want to watch my actual series videos, I recommend my recent video on Paraneri. In the future, I do want to make an actual elemental speculation video, as I do believe minor elements could be something we could see in the future. With that said, I would love to hear what real bits of lore you'd like me to cover in the comments below as well. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Sources and further readings are also in the description if you want to check them out. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you all in the next video.